two, one.
Two of my friends have problems. Mark has a stable job. He has no credit history yet, but he can't get a credit card. But he wants to make high-ticket purchases and pay in his own terms. On the other hand, Elaine is earning a small interest on her savings account. She wants to increase her revenue by investing for the first time. The problem is, she can find investment options that is easy for her to understand. Luckily for them, Jungle created a peer point-of-sale financing platform that enables Mark to pay for his purchases in his own terms without ever needing a credit card. This same platform that enables Elaine to grow her capital by earning interest through point-of-sale financing. And here's how it works. When Mark makes a Jungle payment, a term payment transaction is created. This transaction will then be sold to funders on our platform. Every month, Mark makes repayment to Jungle, and then Jungle disperses capital plus interest to our funders. We have a great opportunity in front of us. There are 438 million people who are still unbanked in Southeast Asian region alone. 276 million of them have mobile internet access. And in the next 5 years, our goal is to capture at least 5% of the market. Our revenue model is simple. We charge our merchants 3.5% sales commission per transaction, and we split interest earned on our platform in half with our funders. In our first 170 days of being a startup, we launched last April our Concierge MVP with 25 funders, 10 borrowers, and 2 partner merchants. We also have a credit bureau as well as a credit life insurance company as our partners in the Philippines. Next year, we're going to finalize our receivables insurance partnership so we can protect our funders against default. We'll also be onboarding banks and cooperatives as our initial funders on the platform. And later this year, we're going to launch Jungle first in the Philippine market and then beyond. I am leading Jungle as its CEO using my experience as a finance professional, former startups employee, as well as a founder in residence at Atter, Singapore. On the other hand, Mateo Zubel is leading Jungle as our CTO, using his experience in developing fintech apps in the Philippines, as well as a former Intel engineer. Once again, we are Jungle, and we are looking for partners to strengthen our platform. So enjoy the day, and thank you so much.
All right, and now we'll have questions from our judges.
All right.
Right now, you has not had traction yet, right?
Well, we do have some traction yet. So last April, we launched our Concierge MVP. And although it's a small number because it's focused on a certain city. However, for a week, we launched a landing page, and then we got 10,000 borrower signups, 3,000 plus funder signups, and 100 plus partner merchant signups.
Just one more question from me. As an investor, right, I have so many choices, right? Why I would like to through your platform.
Awesome. So millennials like me, I noticed as a financial advisor, millennials don't easily understand stocks, market, bonds, and other mutual funds and other traditional investment vehicles. That is why lending is part of our culture. So we can easily understand how lending works. So that is why people who don't understand traditional investing could go with Jungle instead.
Number 6, this is number 2. Okay. This is number 2.
So 2 questions. The first one,
3 minutes pitching.
you started your presentation with looking at the ASEAN market. So is your focus Philippines or eventually it's going to be ASEAN?
Yes, so first we'll be launching in the Philippines and then we'll launch in the Southeast Asian country and then beyond.
And so how do you view that expansion going? So at what point in time do you feel that you're ready to expand towards other countries in the region?
Yes, basically we first need to establish ourselves in the Philippines, and then once we are done with that, we will be starting expanding in countries where regulations will allow us to operate there.
You're building on a marketplace, right? What do you anticipate is going to be your biggest challenge? You think it's getting the funders, or you think it's getting the borrowers?
So in our landing page, we didn't experience any hardships in getting both. However, the main risk that we're looking for is the default risk. It is basically due to a borrower's uncertain debt or a borrower suddenly had lost the capability to pay. So those are the two things that we're looking for.
So how do you expect to manage the NPL, like the default rate you mentioned? Clearly, it should be quite region specific, right, in terms of the credit scoring system behind. So how do you plan to address that?
All right. So if to address the sudden death of a borrower, we already partnered with a credit life insurance so that we can address that. When it comes to a borrower suddenly defaulting because he can't handle credit anymore, that's what we're working on with the insurance company right now. It's building a specific receivables insurance for us so that when the borrower suddenly defaults, our funders will still get their capital and interest back. Another thing that we can do is to partner with employers so that we can deduct their payments on their salary before they can even get it.
So you have a lot of interest, but you haven't turned it on. You have like 10 lenders and 10 borrowers. It's pretty small.
Yes.
So what's holding you back? Is it because you can't credit score to the users, or why don't you launch sooner?
Yes, so that is a great question. Basically, we're still trying to register a branch office in the Philippines. And we are still on making sure that our payment options are all set before we go launch on a nationwide basis. That is one of the reasons why we're only focused on a small specific city in the Philippines. All right.
All right, if there are no more questions, all right, everyone. Well, that was Jungle from the Philippines.